Hello again and welcome back to Storm Talk Arena. The battlefield we will be going over tonight is the Cursed Hallow, also known as the Ravenlord map. So we're going to go ahead and start this up. I'm going to use the same character for obvious reasons. This map, however, does not have a massive PvE build to it. However, her ability to kind of just walk through gates and stuff, or walk through minions and to walk through structures, still pretty strong.
Prepare yourself for battle, heroes.
Do not
So
test my
we're going to start with top lane. At first, you can see we're in a city this time. You can even kind of see the Nexus as it raises. We have the same Nexus from the Haunted Mines, with the Raven / Eagle with the dagger in its talons.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Again, darkness around the map.
What are you waiting for?
And as you can see, we're in a city.
Here.
You can even kind of see the Raven sigil here. A little bit of force as you work it outwards. There is dragging marks with ravens on them, or crows on them, since crows are carrion. I don't believe raven are. It's a little weird. They have the drag marks, but they don't really seem to show what was dragged. Although it could be a cart path, since this does seem to be a city. So let's go ahead and start with top lane. Top lane's very standard. The tip of the top lane has a double bush, 2 half bushes, very similar to bot lane in League of Legends, or what top lane used to have. You can even see bot lane here has a very similar feature.
Give the order.
And just plain and simple. These are mirrored, like these are reverse mirrored. So although top lane doesn't look like on both sides doesn't look the same, the left top lane is identical to the right bottom lane. So as you can see on one side there is a double bush entrance to the jungle. It is an open entrance, but it does have bushes on the edges. The other side is an open with a single bush on one edge.
Give the order.
And we'll go ahead and start working backwards. So,
My will
as we talk about these, you start at top lane from the left. Instantly, there is a bushed entrance into a siege camp, or into the jungle with the siege camp. There is then an open entrance that leads into the rest of the jungle, with a bush wall into a watchtower. Just outside of watchtower's range, there is a hook. Next to the hook, there is an open, just a random bush in the middle of the jungle.
Give the order.
There is a crevice.
Gather tribute and earn my
And
favor.
next to the watchtower, there is also a trident or footprint crevice, with 3 entrances and a long crevice to it. As we, as we continue in, we have the Grave Golem. Next to the Grave Golem, there is yet another crevice. Past the Grave Golem, there is an open entrance into the lane, with a crescent. Beyond the crescent is an open entrance into the gate towards the Nexus. On the other side of that, there is a Knight's Camp, or Bruiser Camp, with a crescent as well. and a corner bush entrance into the gates.
Done.
These are mirrored, identical on the other side, so there's really no point in going through them. Or going through all the multiple, like, crevices and cracks and stuff. However, we'll go to this one. You can see that in certain places within the map, there are these
Choose
circles
a
of
talent.
stones. The circles of, or the stone circles, which are not identical. Well, actually they are, but like, so you have a stone circle next to the watchtower. You have a stone circle next to the watchtower. A stone circle right next to that, and you have a stone circle within, like, next to the grave golem. They are mirrored. However, only one of them will be active at a time. It's what I was trying to say when I said they're not identical. Don't yell at me. But no. Plain and simple. There are 6 circles, and those circles have a chance to spawn a curse tribute. You pick up the tribute to the Raven King or Raven Lord, and as you pick it up, he'll curse the enemy when you pick up 3 of them. They spawn at a specific time point. I believe the time point is 2 minutes.
Hurry.
And then 90 seconds after you pick up a previous one. We can actually just check that real quick. Or how long it takes. I used to know. Like, that's one of the bad things. Like, I knew exactly what that time point was. I knew what the chances of which one it would go to after the previous one. But then they updated the map and they changed it slightly. So 6 minutes, when the next one pops up, we'll know how long we have to wait between them.
Give the order.
Gather tribute.
So as you can see, 1 minute after the previous pickup is when the next tribute will spawn.
My will is my own.
Not exactly in like too big of a hurry to pick them up at the moment due to the fact that I'm alone. However, I will go pick that one up. One important thing to notice is that the primary pushing power of the tribute is that it changes all of the minion, like the enemy minions, health to 1. This is extremely important, mostly due to the fact that you can just, like, the enemies keep the same experience. So you can literally just walk through the enemy minions. It also turns off their buildings, which makes it easier to push, but
Choose
the curse is much more, like, I hate to say this disagrees with, like, the biggest, like, sense of thinking about this map, but the curse is much more powerful for gaining just massive amounts of unbridled experience than it is for pushing.
My will is my own.
Because I can push, like, yeah, pushing's no big deal. Especially depending on what characters you get. Like, yeah, the little bit of pushing power you get from the curse is negligible. As a Sylvanas, for example, like, yeah, I get minions up in here, and that's nice, but I can already turn off the buildings. That's no big deal. However, being able to walk up to an enemy, throw my curse dagger in, and just kill an entire minion wave, and gain an entire minion wave's experience from a single attack. I'm like Nazeebo when I play him. You drop a spider. If you took the talent that allows the spiders to grow, like that pops out more spiders after you throw it, Like, you just drop a spider on an
Make us
incoming thing, and it's gone.
subside. For now.
Now, siege minions, basic, simple.
I'm here.
Yeah, like, siege or siege. Like, you'll get them pretty much everything. They go through, they
The
throw.
moment
No big
is
deal.
upon us.
Choose a talent.
The moment is upon us.
As we move on, we have the bruiser camps. We're not going
I'm
to take them.
here.
Simple. We don't have the ability to take them at the moment. They're too strong. We have the boss camp. This is the first time we've seen a boss camp in a couple of battlegrounds. So, as we kick off the Grave Golem, he has his AoE smash, which is a stun.
Done.
Seeing if we can get him to activate. He also has a point blank stun, which he's not using, and I can't really get him to use. He does have an ability where he puts a single circle under a person, and it will stun them.
Forward.
Shall we see who gathers this one?
However, it is not... I'm trying to think of an easy way to say that. It's not as easy to tempt out. It's very similar to the sand boss's tornado, where he'll use it in the middle of a fight, but having a single person, especially a non-tank, it is very unlikely that you're going to get that to happen.
Own. It's time to eat. I'm listening. Done.
Keep destroyed. I so enjoy watching you scurry.
Luckily enough, since I'm by myself, there's pretty much nothing that's gonna stop my siege. Like, when I pick up mercenaries, the only thing that's gonna stop them is pretty much the Nexus. So as you can see, my siege golems are gonna do a number of that Nexus. Like, they'll be able to be taken out by spawns sooner or later, but I could actually even just reinforce them right now with themselves, which is kind of weird. But I'm not gonna ask too many questions.
The moment is upon us.
Talent? Ah, that seems generous.
And now that I've hit level 13, I'm going to
Fine.
go ahead and do the Knights Camp. As you can see, the Knights Camp is restricted a little bit. It does have this nice little Death Knight thing with the eyeballs, swords, which is really, really cool. Kind of makes it look like a quest, like a
If
WoW
you
quest.
wish my
Where
blessing,
they're like,
you
yeah,
better
just take this
run.
guy out. They're badasses. If you take them out, you'll get tons of loot.
May my aim be true. My will is my own.
So we'll just go ahead and take this out. And we'll go get our curse. Unlike many mechanics in the game, the curse is instant. I believe the curse is the only instant mechanic. Grave Golems take a while to charge. The cannons take a while to charge. The ones that turn you into stuff, you have to channel it for a minute. Well, actually, no, the dragon one is kind of like, of course, you have to channel it. But once you get it, you get it. You don't actually have to sit there and like. There's that short second where he's breaking through, but like, yeah, you don't really have to spend like 10 or 20 seconds waiting on it to happen. Where just about everything else, like you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna turn into a giant monster. Like I'm gonna turn into a giant plant monster. I'm gonna summon giant spiders. Like no, I'm gonna wait 10 seconds for those to happen. And as you can see, one great thing about Sylvanas on this map is when they're cursed, if you have the unstable poison, again, one shot and you take out everything. It's nice. Like, you just auto-attack in AoEs. Anyway, again, this is a very simple map. The first three were pretty simple, so I doubt there's going to be any real questions about them. I'm mostly doing them just for wholeheartedly's sake, and maybe for some new people who are kind of interested but not really sure what they want to do. But I hope that this solved any questions you might have about the Cursed Hollow. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I'll be sure to answer them to the best of my power. And have fun.